Welcome to the MashpeeTV News Update. I'm Talia Landry.
And I'm Joe Armstrong.
The weather has been reaching scorching temperatures this past week, but it wasn't the only thing heating up in Mashpee. The debate also got heated at a special meeting and hearing of the Mashpee Planning Board this past Thursday.
That's right, Talia. It all started at the previous Planning Board meeting on June 20th, as Mashpee Commons representatives submitted a 266-page document requesting zoning changes be made to the town bylaws. The requested changes will allow Mashpee Commons more freedom to create a mixed-use zone for commercial and residential development to occur in the same area. Mashpee Commons, led by Buff Chase and a team of planners and architects, have held year-long public sessions to allow Mashpee residents the opportunity to give input into what they would like to see in the next development phase of the Commons.
So where has the Planning Board been on this?
Well, Talia, the Planning Board is responsible for oversight of all local developments over 10,000 square feet, which affect over 5 acres of land. Board Chair Mary Wagan was upset over the Commons offering up such a huge document and requesting an article on changing zoning regulations just 2 weeks before the deadline to submit them for the annual October town meeting. The board members characterized the 11th hour submission as sneaky and that the board needed more time to review the document. What came out at the most recent meeting was that the Planning Board feels they were officially left out of the planning process. Board Chair Mary Wagan also suggested that open meeting laws were violated when selectmen and other town officials met privately to discuss the Commons proposal.
I want to say something. So first of all, any information that's given to a public official, whether it's in a closed door meeting or not, is public information. I disagree with that kind of stuff being done in a closed door session. It should be done in an open session. So that's just my opinion. There was no open meeting law violation, but that's my opinion. Second of all, I want to ask you a question. Are you going to commit to tell us when you meet with Mashpee Commons and give us reports?
I have no problems doing that.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. Regarding the window of extension...
But this is not a meeting of secrecy. This is an operational meeting for the purposes of taking into consideration...
We don't find out about them from you. Think about how it looks to us.
This future development of Mashpee Commons has been a hot-button issue in town. Joe, what's at stake here?
Well, Talia, the zoning regulations that Mashpee Commons wants to change could affect so much future development in Mashpee. And as the saying goes, the devil's in the details. The rezoning brings up issues with affordable housing requirements of Massachusetts general laws, as well as local and Cape regulations regarding conservation land requirements.
In other legal matters, according to the State Office of Campaign and Political Finance, Mashpee School Superintendent Patricia DeBoer did violate campaign finance law when she used her school email to send a message regarding candidates in the annual town election in May. The office informed Ms. DeBoer of its decision in a letter issued on June 18th. According to the letter sent by Director Michael Sullivan to Ms. DeBoer, governmental entities may not expand public resources or contribute anything of value to influence or affect the outcome of an election. The office declined to take any further action in this case, stating that they believe their guidance regarding this matter will ensure future compliance with the campaign finance law.
In a follow-up to our report on the proceedings of the June 4th Mashpee Board of Selectmen meeting, there'll be no Great River Oyster Company in Mashpee, at least not yet. In a letter to the Board of Selectmen, Mashpee resident Thomas Smith requested that the board withdraw his application to operate a 2-acre commercial oyster farm at the end of Great River off Monomoskoye Island.
I would just like to read the following letter that was received by my office from Mr. Thomas F. Smith of 226 Monomoskoye Road, dated June 15th, addressed to the board, reference the application for aquaculture grant by Great River Oyster Company. Mr. Chair, on behalf of Thomas Smith and Nicholas Smith doing business as the Great River Oyster Company, please withdraw our application for an aquaculture grant from consideration by the Board of Selectmen without prejudice. I am making changes to the application in order to accommodate some of the concerns that were raised at the last meeting and hopefully reapply in the near future. Respectfully submitted, Thomas Smith.
Two Mashpee women who hope to have a clam bake birthday party for their father on South Cape Beach in July will have to find a new location for their celebration, as the Mashpee Board of Selectmen said no to their request, and then proceeded to approve a new policy against private events on the beach from Memorial Day through Labor Day. The board heard the clam bake request at a meeting on Monday, June 18th. The woman needed the town's approval to have a bonfire on the beach for the clam bake, per the request of the Mashpee Fire Rescue. Selectman John Cahalan felt the board would be opening up Pandora's box by having private sessions on the beaches, and that the beaches are already crowded as it is without adding private events. The rest of the board agreed.
Dozens of Mattocket homeowners on Nantucket have received a letter from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers alerting them of potential unexploded ordnance on or under their properties. The June 8th letter says the Mattocket area is a formerly used defense site's property and was used as an aerial and land rocket range in the mid to late 1940s by the Department of Defense. The government letter advises property owners that they should share the information about possible munitions with anyone using the property, including renters. Carol Charette, a formerly used defense site project manager, called the letters routine and said there's no reason to panic. The letter says the munitions are most likely buried, but if one should be uncovered and found, property owners should call 911 to report it. William Conde, Colonel of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, also wrote that it is committed to investigating and, when determined necessary, conducting an appropriate environmental response. The Mattocket site has been given a low priority and would likely not be investigated in the short term, Charette said. Residents interested in serving on an advisory board to track activity on the site, provided there's enough interest, are asked to contact the Army Corps at the address provided in the letter. Families arrived ready to celebrate with lawn chairs and picnic baskets in hand for the 30th Annual Mashpee Community Picnic and Fireworks event on Sunday, July 1st at Mashpee Middle High School. The festivities began at 4 p.m. with a variety of entertainment, and MashpeeTV was there to cover the event.
I'm Talia Landry for MashpeeTV, and you couldn't have asked for a better day for family, food, games, and fireworks for the 30th Annual Mashpee Community Picnic.
Lots of our food vendors come from across the bridge, some of them local. We're hoping everybody has a good evening with us tonight. So welcome, happy summer, happy 4th of July.
The community picnic is really, for me, is giving these kids the opportunity to get on a horse when most of them, we don't live anymore in an agrarian society. So a lot of kids don't have livestock in their community. And for a lot of them who come here from the cities, especially for the summer, they get to pet a horse and get on, and just the whole joy that they seem to have is just really rewarding.
Is this your first time?
No, I've been here a lot of times too. It's a lot of fun coming here every year.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part, I just like walking around and just waiting to see it. It's just really fun with all your friends and everything.
Finally, the 97th Annual Mashpee Wampanoag Powwow will be returning home. Dancers, drummers, vendors, and visitors will once again enjoy powwow on tribal lands on July 6th, 7th, and 8th at the traditional powwow grounds, located next to the Community Government Center at 483 Great Neck Road South in Mashpee. It was only fitting that a traditional homecoming was chosen as this year's theme. And that's all we have for this edition of the Mashpee News Update. Stay tuned for more updates and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the local content you care about. For MashpeeTV, I'm Joe Armstrong.
And I'm Talia Landry. See you next time.